Cordovero's teachings focus on the 10 sefirot, which are considered the channels through which divine energy flows into creation. Each sephira represents a different aspect of the divine and has its own color, which carries deep symbolic significance. Below is a summary of each sephira, along with its associated color and the mystical details related to each. 1. Keser crown, white. Keser is the highest of the 10 sefirot and represents the divine will, or the crown of the intellect. It is the source from which all other sefirot emerge, and it is associated with the unknowable and infinite aspect of God. Keser transcends the intellect and represents the divine intention to create and sustain the universe. Color, white is associated with Keser, symbolizing purity, infinity, and total transcendence. White represents the unmanifested light from which all creation emanates, holding the potential for all things, but without definition or limitation. It signifies the purity and the unbounded nature of the divine will, which is beyond comprehension. 2. Chachma, wisdom, light blue. Chachma is the second sephira, representing wisdom or the initial spark of creation. It is the first flash of insight that emerges from Keser and is considered the source of all intellectual activity. Chachma is the force of illumination that enables one to grasp the divine plan, even before it has been fully formed or understood. Color, light blue is associated with Chachma. The color symbolizes clarity, expansion, and the vastness of wisdom. Light blue evokes the image of the clear sky, symbolizing the endless potential for creative insight that comes from the divine spark. It represents the openness and boundlessness of divine wisdom. 3. Bina, understanding, dark blue/purple. Bina, the third sephira, represents understanding, the process of analyzing, processing, and structuring the insights gained from Chachma. It is the force of contemplation and maturation that transforms the initial spark of wisdom into something that can be comprehended and applied in the world. Bina also represents the feminine aspect of the divine, as it receives and nurtures the wisdom of Chachma. Color, dark blue or purple is associated with Bina. Dark blue symbolizes depth, seriousness, and introspection, representing the profound and thoughtful nature of understanding. Purple, a combination of blue and red, symbolizes the integration of wisdom with judgment, the balance of intellect and emotion, and the process of creation through a more structured form. 4. Chesed, kindness, light green. Chesed, or kindness, is the fourth sephira, representing divine mercy and unconditional love. It is the force of expansion and generosity, manifesting in the form of compassion and care for others. Chesed is the right hand of God, always seeking to give and sustain life without limitation. Color, light green symbolizes Chesed. Green is the color of growth, life, and vitality, perfectly matching the life-giving, expansive, and nourishing qualities of Chesed. Light green represents the flourishing of all creation and the divine force that seeks to sustain life and support existence with compassion and generosity. 5. Gevura, severity, red. Gevura, or severity, is the fifth sephira and represents judgment, limitation, and restraint. It is the force that imposes boundaries and structure upon the world, ensuring that creation is orderly and balanced. Gevura is often seen as the left hand of God, meting out justice and discipline, and is the counterbalance to the expansive energy of Chesed. Color, red is associated with Gevura, symbolizing fire, strength, and passion. Red represents the power of judgment, which can both purify and destroy. It is the color of divine strength and discipline, the force that creates boundaries and limitations to preserve the integrity and order of creation. 6. Tiferet, beauty, gold/yellow. Tiferet, or beauty, is the sixth sephira, which represents harmony, balance, and truth. It is the synthesis of the energies of Chesed and Gevura, where mercy and judgment are brought into a harmonious relationship. Tiferet is the central force of divine beauty, where divine grace and discipline come together to create a unified and balanced world. Color, gold or yellow, is associated with Tiferet. Gold represents divine radiance, illumination, and the transcendent beauty that emerges from the union of opposites. Yellow, a lighter and warmer shade of gold, symbolizes the warmth and joy that come from this balance and harmony. Together, they convey the sublime beauty and truth of divine revelation. 7. Netzach, eternity, violet. Netzach, or eternity, represents victory, endurance, and the divine force that ensures the persistence of creation. Netzach is the energy that drives the world forward, ensuring the fulfillment of the divine plan through perseverance and triumph over adversity. It represents the divine will to endure through time and space. Color, violet, is associated with Netzach. The color violet is a combination of red, strength, and blue, wisdom, and it symbolizes the harmony of strength and intellect. Violet represents the eternal endurance and triumphant nature of divine will, carrying the power to overcome obstacles and sustain the creative force throughout time. 8. Hod, glory, orange. Hod, or glory, represents humility, gratitude, and the ability to acknowledge and accept divine sovereignty. It is the force of acknowledgement and expression, ensuring that the divine presence is recognized and reflected in all aspects of creation. Hod is the left hand of God, balancing the energy of Netzach by providing the strength to acknowledge the greatness of the divine. Color, orange, is associated with Hod. Orange symbolizes vibrancy, warmth, and humility, representing the ability to accept and reflect the divine light. It carries a sense of both joy and modesty, qualities that allow one to receive and express divine inspiration without arrogance or pride. 9. Yesod, foundation, silver/light blue. Yesod, or foundation, represents the connector between the higher sefirot and the physical world. It is the channel through which divine energy flows into the material realm. Yesod is the medium that brings the abstract, spiritual realities into manifestation and acts as the foundation for creation. Color, silver or light blue, is associated with Yesod. Silver represents purity, clarity, and the ability to reflect the higher divine light into the physical world. It serves as a reflective medium, just as the moon reflects the light of the sun. Light blue also carries the energy of communication and the foundation of spiritual consciousness, symbolizing the connection between heaven and earth. 10. Malchut, sovereignty, black. Malchut, or sovereignty, represents the physical world and the divine presence within creation. It is the final sephira, where all the divine energies are gathered and brought into manifestation. Malchut is the feminine aspect of the divine that receives and manifests all the light of the other sefirot. It is the sephira of sovereignty and the actualization of God's plan in the physical world. Color, black, is associated with Malchut. While black may initially seem contrary to the other colors, it symbolizes the receptive nature of Malchut. Black is the color of the earth, symbolizing the container that receives all the divine light and energy, bringing it into physical existence. It also represents humility and the hidden aspects of divine sovereignty, as the physical world often veils the deeper, more transcendent aspects of the divine. Conclusion. The colors associated with each sephira are not arbitrary, but carry deep symbolic meaning that connects each divine attribute to a physical reality. According to Cordovero, these colors help us understand the nature of the divine emanations and their relationship to creation. By contemplating these colors and their associated energies, one can gain insight into the workings of the divine and deepen their connection with the spiritual world. Each sephira is a channel through which divine energy flows, and the colors associated with them reflect the unique aspect of the divine they represent. Through Kabbalah and the study of the sefirot, we can better understand the mystical dimensions of existence and our place within the divine order.